Mana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai Gaura Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
His divine grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Iskcon founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki BBD founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Iskcon Guru Bhakta Vrinda ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai Prem se kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai Ganga Mai ki jai Jamna Mai ki jai Bhakti Devi ki jai Tulsi Maharani Vrunda Devi ki jai Harinam Sankirtan ki jai Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai Transcendental Prasadam Distribution ki jai Yuga Dharma Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai Hare Krishna Dham Houston ki jai The Divine Lordship C.C. Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai Gaur Chandra ki jai The Divine Lordship C.C. Radha Giridhari ji ki jai Divine Lordship C.C. Giri Govardhan ki jai The Divine Lordship and Most Merciful C.C. Radha Nila Madhava ki jai C.C. Radha Nila Madhava Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Gaur Premanande All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees All glories to the assembled devotees All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivarada Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivarada Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatiravanachari 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 Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Gopijanavalabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radha Radha Nila Madhav Radha Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radha Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radha Radha Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Yasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ushtama-shloke Bhakti Paviti Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 17. Shinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hidyantastu Hi Abhadrani Vidinoti Suhit Satam Shinvata Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hidyantastu Hi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhit Satam Shinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridiyanta Stohi Abhadrani Vidunoti Suhit Satam. Prabhuji's. Mataji's. Shinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hidyantasto Hi Abhadrani Vidunotri Suhit Satam Shinvatam Swakata Krishna Nyasravana Kirtana Nandasya Bhadrani Vidunoti Sahit Satam Shrivantam, those who have developed the urge to hear the message of. Develop the urge message. Svakata, his own words. Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Punya, virtues. Shravana, hearing. Kirtana, chanting. Hridayantasta, within one's heart. There. He, certainly. Abhadrani, desire to enjoy matter. Vidunoti, cleanses. Suhit, benefactor. Satam, of the truthful. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, Supersoul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Messages of the personality of Godhead are non-different from him. Whenever, therefore, offenseless hearing and glorification of the Lord are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Krishna is present there in the form of transcendental sound, which is as powerful as the Lord personally. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shishtashtaka declares that the holy name of the Lord has all the potencies of the Lord, and that he has endowed his innumerable names with the same potency. There is no rigid fixture of time, and anyone can chant the holy name with attention and reverence at his convenience. The Lord is so kind to us that he can be present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound, but unfortunately, we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's names and activities. We have already discussed the developing a taste for hearing and chanting through the holy sound. It is done through the medium of service to the pure devotee of the Lord. The Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. When he sees that a devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord, and has thus become eager to hear about him, he may easily go back to him. The Lord is more anxious to take us back into his kingdom than we can desire. Most of us do not desire at all to go back to Godhead. Only a very few men want to go back to Godhead. But anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Sri Krishna helps them in all respects. One cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. The material sins are products of our desire to lord it over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. Women and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotee making progress on the path back to Godhead. Many stalwarts in the devotional line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is helped by the Lord himself, the process becomes easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. To become restless in the contact of a woman in wealth is not an astonishment, because every living thing is associated with such things from remote time, practically immemorial, and it takes time to recover from this foreign nature. But if one engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord gradually realizes his position, by the grace of the Lord, such a devotee can get sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. Om Jnana Tirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashacha Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to His Grace Shamsundar Prabhu for letting us youth run the morning program and strengthen our sadhana bhakti. I would also like to express my gratitude to His Holiness Ritadwaja Maharaj for reviewing my slides and helping me through this whole process. I would also I have sincere gratitude to Radhakrishna Prabhu for reviewing my slides and giving me feedback, and His Grace Raja Bihari Prabhu for being an inspiration and assisting me with selecting this theme. This is my first presentation / lecture, and I'm here trying to learn and express how to work on my purification. Hence, I request all of you to please forgive me for my mistakes and offenses, and please correct me. Please share your feedback with me so I can learn them and hopefully do better. So this verse right here explains us how important hearing is. Hearing is a very important part of our lives. We use it on a day-to-day basis. But when we sit in a lecture, when we sit down and we're listening to a pure devotee, we need to understand that Krishna is non-different from his name, which means when you're hearing the name Krishna, that is Krishna himself. So the importance of hearing is undoubtedly known, but the thing is, it's hard for us to get it in our hearts. Now, something that is very important that really hit me as well is that when we're sitting down and lecturing, some of us, I am also guilty of this, we zone out, we sometimes sleep, sometimes talk because it's boring, but over time, after reading this translation in purport and doing research, I realized that you have to be in the right state of mind, and then also you have to look at it in the right perspective. Now, hearing is very important because hearing the pastimes of the Lord and applying those instructions and lessons in our daily lives will help us in both our material and spiritual lives. There's so many lessons that we can be heard from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, in every scripture. There's so many lessons there that we can apply to both our material and our spiritual life. So even Prabhupada says that at the end, if we hear it from the mouth and of a pure devotee, that can gradually help us realize our true position. Now, our true position is to be the servant of the Lord. Now, that position is actually the perspective that we should, when we are listening to a lecture, that's how we should think. That's the perspective. Now, it's very hard, but over time, as to time and determination, it's possible. And one thing I guess, it's one of the biggest things about hearing is Krishna and his names are non-important. Non-important, my bad. They're non-different. Now, one thing that is very important is that we need to get to that position of servant of the Lord. And there are many things that get in the way of that. So first, we need to understand that Krishna knows who we really are. So when we're sitting down, we're listening, Krishna knows what we're doing. Krishna is there in every single person's heart as Paramatma. So he knows exactly who we are, what do we do, our desires, our fears, our thoughts, our emotions, our positive and negative actions, and even our true self. He knows who we really are. Some people, there's one person inside and then there's one person outside. When I'm talking to my parents, I try to be more respectful. When I'm more with my friends, I'm more relaxed because I'm with my friends. Same way, Krishna knows who we really are inside. Now, some devotees and great spiritual, they're able to do both what's inside and out, and that's very hard to do. But over time, it takes practice, but over time that can happen. But the main point is Krishna knows exactly who we are. And now that Krishna knows who we are, that means we can't cheat him. So when we're sitting in a lecture, I'm just giving that example. When we're sitting in a lecture and we're just daydreaming or talking, Krishna can see that. Krishna is in every single person's heart, and he can see that. So we have to make sure that you have to know, first of all, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's in everyone's heart. He knows exactly what you're thinking. He probably knows it before you think it. So there's no cheating him. And if you also know that if you're ready to put in the work, the hard work and the determination, and you're ready to actually become like Krishna conscious, he will help you. Krishna will help you. That's one thing in every verse, in every lecture I ever hear, Krishna's like, I hear this one quote, and this always here, Krishna loves you. Krishna is more anxious to come, like he wants us to come to him. So one of the biggest things is that right here you can say that Krishna is more anxious to take us back to his kingdom, that even more than we can all desire. Most of us really don't desire to go back home, back to Godhead, which is quote from Prabhupada's purport. No, none, like, I'm going to be honest. When I was little, like, we used to hear about how when we go back home, back to Godhead, we can play all day, and we don't have to go to school. And, you don't have to go to school. That was a big reason, but we don't have to go to school. We can just chill. Like, Krishna's there. We can play sports. That's how I was told. So, but then over time, I started getting, like, almost attached to this world at one point. Because to be honest, I know the world has a lot of problems in it. But over time, the more time that you spend here, you tend to get more attached. Like for me, I'm attached to basketball. I'm not sure if I can quit it. Like it'll take time for sure. I need to like go slowly and steadily. I have to work on that. But one thing is that Krishna acts within the devotee so he can come back to him easily. All you need to do is put in the hard work and be ready for that. But the issue, But the issue, it takes determination, which is under this picture for some reason. It takes determination, power, endurance. It takes mental stamina to get there. Because over time, Krishna is going to test you. Krishna tests you on a day-to-day basis. From like in the morning when you wake up on a bad day, from your parents like screaming at you to get ready fast, right? To get ready fast, to the car, they're asking you if you've studied for the test. Do you have any tests? And you have to say no, because if you say yes, you're going to put unnecessary pressure. And then you enter the school itself. You have to actually think about the way you are, not the way you are, but like when you're going from period to period, you have to make sure you're not in the wrong place at the wrong time. You need to make sure your grades are up. You need to make sure that you're being with the right people. Like all these extra stuff. It's not there in Goloka Vrindavan. But thing is that Krishna puts these tests through us every single day. Now, for you, it might be an easy test. For others, it may be a very hard test. For sometimes, like for me, like for example, if I get like a B on like a test or a C on a test, for me, that's like, yes, I need to put in my work. I need to put in my capability. I know the reason why, but I'm almost in a state of denial. Like, no, I put in all the work for that test and I got a C. And then at some points, like I remember, there was this one history project. It's called the NHD project. It was National History Day. I got a 76 on that project after working like my butt off for weeks. Shri Shri Radha Nilamadav Ki. I worked so hard on that project. And then when I got back and they told me I got a 76, I was very mad. I was like, Krishna, why are you doing this? Like, this is a major grade. I worked so hard. I do kirtan every day, and I was questioning it I did chanting every day. Like, for me, chanting is not my strong suit. So for me, I was like, I'm chanting for you every day. Like, I'm like, why? Why is this happening? But over time, I'm starting to notice, like, Krishna does everything for a reason. Everything. From coming to humbling us, to at times we need that push because we need to just like not only humble ourselves, push ourselves to actually put in more effort and actually care, like in this case, care about school. So Krishna does everything for a reason. But also the number one thing is that Krishna wants us to come back to him, and he is ready to help you if you are ready to put in the hard work and effort. Now, one thing that we need to go back home, back to Godhead, to enter the gates, is that we need to make sure that none of our desires have sin. Now, this is very hard because we all have desires. And they're very hard to get rid of such desires. Like for example, for me, like one of my biggest desires, for example, like maybe when I was like 14 or 13, I want this video game really, really, really bad. This is like something that happens to me, and it still does. So I bug my parents for weeks and weeks and weeks. I get the video game. 2 weeks later, new video game comes. Repeat. I never get satisfied. When it comes to every video game, it's almost like as if like it just keeps on coming and I just keep on wanting it. It's like that's because desires are hard to get rid of. They're hard to satisfy. That's the point of a desire, to keep on wanting it. And we all have desires, and it's natural to have one. Now, some people say like we can just quit our desires, like we need to like focus on Krishna, and Krishna will fulfill our desires. But to be honest, like sometimes I feel when Krishna's test, when he puts me through, I'm feeling, my desires, or in the moment, I might be like, my needs are not being fulfilled. Like I do not, like for example, I feel like I've put in the work, I've been doing everything right, and I deserve this video game. I deserve it. Like that word, I deserve it. That's word has taken me a long time to get over, because Krishna knows what's best for us, and whatever Krishna doesn't want for us, it's not like he knows what's best for us. He wants what's best for us. He's more anxious for us to come to him. So he wants to do anything anything to help us. So going to Krishna and expressing our desires, material or spiritual, you need to express them, purifies us in our journey to go back home, back to Godhead. Because the first step that you need to take to go back home, back to Godhead, is to accept the fact that we have these desires. Many believe oh, I don't have a desire. It's always going to lurk in the back of your mind. And then when Krishna gives these tests, they're going to come and they're just going to swoop in, and then bang, they're going to come at the worst time, and you're going to want this desire so much, and you're going to keep bugging your parents. Like for me, my video games, you're going to keep bugging parents, and it doesn't help. No, it doesn't really help anyone. But some of the desires are needs, and I understand that, but the number one thing is that we have to accept it. Sorry, my computer fell asleep. That's my notes. But the one thing about desires is that the Lord is reciprocal. This is the quote from the purport. The Lord is reciprocal, responded to his devotees. When he sees that a devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord, and thus becomes eager to hear about him, the Lord acts within the devotee in such a way that the devotee may easily go back home, back to Godhead. That right there. If he's sincere, the transcendental service of the Lord, he becomes eager. He gives us that eagerness. In the end, we can go back home, back to God. He helps us. I have to repeat that, because for me, that's one of the biggest takeaways from reading this verse. Krishna is not like a villain. He's not evil. It's not like he sent us back here because he hates us. He sent us down here because we thought we could be better off without him. And obviously that's definitely not true. The world is getting worse and worse. Days go by. But over time, if we focus, look at the positives, put in the work to go back home, back to Godhead, he will help you. But now we have to go into desires. So when we talk about desires, I talked about acceptance. Acceptance in moving forward. You can't quit desires just like that. First of all, you have to accept the fact that you have those desires. Acceptance is the key to handling life well. If you want to handle life well, if you want to have a good life, you first need to accept the situation, whatever it is. You have to accept the fact that you're in this situation, and that Krishna puts you in, you put yourself in this position, and you need to understand why and how you put yourself in this position so it doesn't repeat. But you also need to accept, I'm in this position, we have this problem, okay, so we have to understand, Krishna knows what's best for us, and we handle the situation in a calm manner. You have to first accept. If you're in denial, for example, I'm going to give the example of a business. Some business owners, because I watched there was actually a cooking show by Gordon Ramsay called Hell's Kitchen. Now, this show is all about business owners and people that are in denial in the fact that their businesses are going down. They're just in denial. They don't want to accept the fact that their businesses are failing. So they send Gordon Ramsay, and he knocks some sense into them. But what the main point of that is the fact that the business owners, they see the statistics, they see everything, all the information is in front of them. The situation is in front of us, and yet we're not willing to accept because of false ego, maybe emotions, and also a bit of what other people are, what you think people are going to think of you. Like, I mean, like so many people, like taking, like just accepting the fact, like for example, you are bankrupt. That's a big step in the right direction because then you can work towards, bringing up your business back or selling it off. You can make a decision. You can make a calm decision to help you and your family. But when you do not accept the situation, all you're doing is putting money into like the toilet and it's not coming back. It's not coming back. So one of the main things is that, and also one other thing that is very big of us is jealousy and greed. Jealousy and greed are very, very, very tough emotions to deal with. Now, I don't know about everyone here, but for me, jealousy and greed are two things that I see in people and I see in myself. Because sometimes, yes, I do get jealous. Sometimes, like I get happy, like sometimes, for example, I'll give the Vasavi, for example. Vasavi had, when we were 12 years old, right? We were all in the race. We were all hyped up in the video game era, okay? Every single person, everyone was playing video games, right? So we are thinking about getting PCs around the same time, right? We're building PCs around the same time. And then I find out that he built his PC for cheaper than my PC and had a better PC than me, which means I spent more money and I have a worse PC because he built it, which was smart. But Ananjaya being Ananjaya, bought his PC, ended up being a worse PC. So I remember for a couple weeks, I was like so jealous. I'm like, wait a second, how did this happen, man? Like, I specifically spent like maybe like $50 more and I was so confused. I was in denial. I was like, no, there is no way in the world that I have a worse PC than Vasavi Chenna. There is no way in the world. I was telling myself that. But in the end, you have to accept it. Like, okay, he was smarter than you. He built his PC, which was smart. And you got to move forward. Your PC, it's not like your PC is terrible. Does it do the job? Does it play video games good? Does it have Word? Can it run the internet? Can it connect to Wi-Fi? Which is one thing I had on Vasavi's PC. I can connect to Wi-Fi. But I can connect to Wi-Fi. But the one thing is that acceptance. Acceptance is so important. And then once I got over that jealousy, I started looking up to Vasavi and his skills when it comes to computers. Like now, anytime I have a problem, it's not like I come to Vasavi, but I ask him for help. So then in the future, maybe I'll be able to troubleshoot that myself. Maybe I'll one day have that amount of that knowledge to be able to troubleshoot a computer problem by itself. Another example, I will give an NBA players, for example. At first, when we see an NBA player, for example, do something huge, like for example, I'm going to talk about LeBron and his dunks. LeBron's a very, very famous NBA player. He dunks a lot. Now, everyone wants to dunk just like him. Everyone wants to be just like LeBron James. Some people are jealous. Now, there's two groups of people. They're the people who are the haters, which are the hate people, like the negative energy, that are like, no, LeBron James is not that good. I can do that. I know I am better than LeBron James. There's that group of people. And then there's the group of people that instead of being jealous, they feel inspired. They convert that negative energy into positive energy. So as Maharaj said, Guru Rompad Maharaj says right here, when we don't accept other people's successes, it will become jealousy. But when we do accept it, it becomes inspiration. And inspiration is very, very powerful. It can help us go through the hard parts of life. It also reminds us that this is possible. Like some of us, our dreams, in any field, in any job field and such, you have to have an inspiration. If you don't have an inspiration, then how do you know what's the top? Unless you need an inspiration. So for the number one thing is when we need to have an inspiration, and jealousy is very dangerous. It can cause us to do things that maybe if you think it over, it's not that good of an idea. Jealousy has led to bands splitting up, so many bands splitting up, and it's one of the biggest things. And it's really, really important that we don't get rid of jealousy. We accept the fact that yes, at this moment in time, I wish I was that person. But what we can do is instead we accept the fact, and we're now we'll use this as inspiration. Look how great, for example, Vasavi built his PC. It was so good. And I'm really inspired by that because he put in the time, he put in the effort, he put so many months into it. He put years into looking for his parts. And I just bought it, I just bought it after maybe a couple months looking for it. After having talks with my parents, yes, I got over it. But you have to make sure you feel inspired. Another thing is that you need to know, and in the end, accepting our current situation is not pitying. You need to make sure when we're accepting a situation, we're not pitying ourselves. Pitying yourselves is the worst thing we can do. Pitying/lamenting. That's ruining your self-confidence. That is not good in the long run. It's not good in the short run. You can't pity yourself. The minute you're pitying yourself, that means you're putting yourself in a feeling I'm so bad. I can't do anything. No, that's pitying, lamenting. That is not the right way to go through these type of situations. The people who have succeeded, like Prabhupada didn't get into the Iskcon movement by pitying/lamenting. He worked. He was by himself. He was so old, and yet he came on a ship on the Jaladuta, coming. He didn't pity himself. Oh, I'm so old. I can't do anything. He came on a ship. In 20 years, he created one of the biggest movements that we've ever seen, the world has ever seen. Tell me another movement that in 20 years has become this big. Yes, there is no other movement that has become this big in 20 years. Christianity, that's been there for millennia, and Iskcon is becoming so big so fast because Prabhupada didn't lament himself. Each and every devotee, they were and even when something throws, for example, Juhu comes to mind. It's not Giriraj Maharaj came and started pitying/lamenting. It's not like Prabhupada started pitying/lamenting, oh, we're never going to get this land. They got the land because they were determined. And the best part about this is the fact that the key to that not pitying yourself and accepting is that you have to love Krishna, and reach the goal. Now, what is the goal? The goal is to feel complete and go back home, back to Godhead. Now, what does the word feel complete mean? Does anyone want to give a guess? Satisfied? Yeah, that's good. Yes. Happy? That's good. Yeah, those are pretty close, yeah. I mean, they're actually just it. Except, when you're fully complete, the main thing is that you don't need validation of your peers. You don't need validation, except all you need is the validation is from one person that you trust and you admire, and the validation of Krishna. You know that in the end, because one big thing about, at least in our generation, is that we seek validation for everything we do. Every time, for example, we do something great, right? We go up to someone and we're like, oh, did you think I did good? Did you think I did good? How do you think I did on that test? You don't need the validation. Yes, we need to go to pure devotees and ask for help. But and you have to ask pure devotees for validation, but you need to also understand that you need to feel complete to Krishna. Okay? You don't really need, feeling complete also gets rid of, sinful desires. When you feel complete, you feel okay, I don't need anything else. I'm fine. I'm relaxed. I have a good life. I love Krishna. I'm coming to temple every Sunday. I'm every Sunday, and almost every day, Mangalarti specifically, try to come for everyday Mangalarti. Then you can slowly and steadily, we can feel complete. And that, feeling of completion satisfies so many of our needs. So many of our needs. For example, one need, one famous need I hear, a lot of people, including myself, sometimes feel, is that I need to be heard. For example, when I'm having a conversation with my parents, I'll give this example. Sometimes when I'm talking to my parents, I feel like I'm not being heard. It's just them giving the lecture. Why can't I every now and then say something oh, can I put my point in? No. Big mistake. But sometimes I feel the need that I need to be heard. And that feeling of being heard, or for example, maybe you want every now and then recognition. I know so many people, in my school, in temple, some of my friends, some of them, they don't get recognition or for anything they do. So I've seen, some of my friends, they get hundreds on their tests, and I've seen them, tell their parents, and their parents is so? And I'm just whoa. I'm wow, whoa, 100 on the test, that's pretty big, you know? Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhav Ki. So in the end, I'm going to give a quick summary. So the summary is that process of purification. So number one is developing a taste for hearing the glorification of the Lord from pure devotees. That's number one. So we need to make sure we're hearing it from the right people. 2, we develop taste by serving the devotees, which means doing the service of the Lord, inviting devotees to your home, serving them. And then that way, Krishna will help those who help themselves, which means that you need to put in the work, or else Krishna is not going to do anything for it. I mean, it's like Krishna wants us to go back to him, but we need to go back to him. He's not going to, we need to push ourselves, and then Krishna will give us a nice shove on the back, and then we're good. Then, the last one, when Krishna sees our sincere desire to hear about his glories, he purifies our heart and he helps us progress. Because there's a very famous saying, you can't move an arm, or I'm not sure exactly how it goes, but I know you can't do anything without the will of the Lord. You can't move your hand of the will of the Lord. You can't do anything in the will of the Lord. So, in the end, if you put your mind to it and you do it, Krishna, because you can't do anything without the will of the Lord, you need to make sure that you ask Krishna, please, Krishna, I really want to come back to you. Please give me the strength, the stamina, the endurance, the mental power to be able to go through all your tests and one day, maybe, come back to Godhead. That's one of the biggest things. Now, one thing for me, this is just a personal note for me, it's very helpful when it comes to seeking, when you're on the process, it's good to have someone you can confide in. One person, it can be it's also known as a mentor. It's good to have a mentor in your life. Now for me, it's good, remember the two things, one of the main things here, when you have jealousy, you will never be inspired. So those are two things, mentor and inspiration. Those two things in your life are going to help you through this material world, because the world is just getting harder every day we go. It's getting harder, from coronavirus to the deaths of people. I mean, you have to be careful when you walk outside now. Oh my goodness, what is we have to make sure we have these people in our lives, so we can be happy with each other. So many people, we maybe we're doing what we want to do, but we're not happy inside. We go to work maybe, or go to school, maybe just no, I don't want to go to school. You have to be happy. You don't have to like it, but you have to accept it. So that way you become happy. So now for me, I'm going to talk about my mentor and my inspirations, just to give an example. So for me, His Holiness Rittadvaja Swami Maharaj, he has been helping me a lot from the last couple of years, from different problems. If I have a problem, I know I can text Maharaj in maybe in a couple hours or even minutes, he can come and respond to me. And these are my favorite quotes that I've gotten from his WhatsApp group that you can talk to my dad, I guess, about. Or there's a Rittadvaja Swami Maharaj, daily meditation, where he sends quotes every day about, it's only 2 minutes, takes 2 minutes in the morning. You can listen to it and it really inspires you. So the first one is, before becoming devotees, we have to become humble. This is not to deflate our ability or to make us morose or anything like that. This is actually uplifting, because we can see that, yes, we have come in contact with something that has real, true value. And that true value is the shelter of the holy name of Krishna. I'll let that sink in for a second. That's big. Because in the end, because I hear a lot of people are I'm humble. They put themselves down when you're humble. That's not what you do when you're humble. When you're humble, it's a state of mind. You don't think of yourself, I'm the less than the fallen of the fallen of the fallen. You say it, right? But to be humble, you don't put yourself down. You don't say, you're so bad, Ananjaya, I'm going to be humble now. Ananjaya, you're so bad at giving a lecture. You're so bad at Bhagavatam class. Oh my God, Ananjaya, you're literally not focusing on one thing. Ananjaya, come on. That's not being humble. That's straight up just beating yourself up. There's a very fine line between it. And Maharaj says right here, don't deflate our abilities. For example, don't say, if someone says, you're very good at kirtan. Someone says it, or you're very good at keke, you're very good at mridanga. You don't say, you're not going to be I'm not good at all. That's too, you need to acknowledge the fact Krishna's given you the ability to do this. So when you don't say, I'm so bad at mridanga, or I'm so bad at this. You have to be thank you, Prabhu. And you accept it and you give it to your mentor or Neela Madhav. You offer it to someone else. But that's the main point. You don't beat yourself up. And this is one of the main quotes, and to me, it really resonates with me. It's always good to have this mentor so you can share, disclose with, And in the end, you can feel complete. And this person is your main process to feeling complete. And now my inspiration, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is one of the most amazing basketball players of this generation. He's he's a Michael Jordan, who is the best of their time. He's the best of our generation. Now, Kobe Bryant passed away on January 26, 2020, which was very recently, and he sent the world in what we call is like almost a spiraling tornado down. He was my inspiration, and he was really, 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 like, for me, I never knew him in person, but for me, he was like almost like a family member, because I watched his videos every morning, inspiration. And for me, like, he had, even though he was just a basketball legend, he had so many values that I learned and I look up to. And one of his main things is that you need to, this is one of the biggest quotes I didn't put on there, is that you need to enjoy the process. Yes, you want to get to the destination, but enjoying the process is what's important. Now, we want to go back home, back to Godhead, but we also need to make sure, yes, we have goal in mind, but we need to remember to enjoy the process. Krishna consciousness should not be like, oh, I have to do this to go back home, back to Godhead. This should be like, I'm excited to go back. I'm excited to do the process so I can go back home, back to Godhead. So he practices many values. Like, I wish in the future I can, and I would love for your prayers, because he's a very good man and a very good soul. And yeah, he passed away with his daughter, and yeah, it's very sad, but he's in a better place. So that's my inspiration. And let me read this from the, okay. This is one of the quotes from the purport. By the grace of the Lord, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. We are all very grateful to Srila Prabhupada, because we wouldn't be here without him, and for all his blessings and gifts. Thank you for listening. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, yeah. If I made any mistakes or anything like that, please forgive me. I would love to get the feedback. And yeah, I guess Hare Krishna. I mean, if you have any comments, remarks, questions, I don't know. Questions.
Good that you mentioned about the validation thing. I really appreciate it, because I was thinking about recently about these things. Jealousy that could make you not so enthusiastic and lose your inspiration. And the validation was a good thing that you said. You choose someone and you confide in them. Even if you do something nice or you think you did something good, then you go and have some validation. I really appreciate that point. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Hare Krishna.
The one thing I think that's really important, I think I may have forgotten to say, and maybe if I said it, maybe I'll say it again. You need to make sure that this person is mature, and you also have to remember that this person also you need to have the trust, and you also need to make sure that this person is not going to judge you. One of the biggest things about confiding is it's such a risk, because they can just judge you, tell the whole world, the whole world knows your secrets. That's a scary thing. So you need to make sure that you need to make sure they're not judgmental, and sometimes that comes with years. Sometimes you can just meet that person, but yeah.
It doesn't have to be a pure devotee, right?
It doesn't have to be. It can be, and it has just someone you trust.
Like you said, Vasavi was so close to you, and you could confide in him, right? So I could also do the same thing. So I do the same thing too. I find a person who I could confide with and ask for feedback, stuff like that. It doesn't have to be a pure devotee. It could be.
It could be, yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Wonderful class.
Thank you.
Okay. I have a comment. You made a wonderful point at the end that we should enjoy the process. Sometimes I see sometimes in the temples, I'm not talking about our temple here, in different temples all over in Iskcon. Sometimes you have to force people to smile, just like taking a picture, say, oh, cheese. And they make you say cheese so that, the face comes out smiling. So that's a very important point, that we know where we need to go, and we should really enjoy the process, because if you enjoy the process, the path will be easier. And also, when we talk about, fall down or not being serious about that, those things go away if you are enjoying the process. So thank you.
That's good. Is everyone else good? We're good? All right, awesome. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
His
Run to
Grace
Rajan.
Ananjaya Prabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Boom.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Thank you.
Kobe Bryant, I love him. He just passed away like
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah. I saw that.
You need to work on your explanation. Yeah, you should explain what a graphics card is.
You should know who the horizontal.
I'm kidding. I think what it is.
Damodar's next.
What?
Damodar's next.
Oh yeah, you need to, right? Yeah. You know, and Prabhu just took the chance and was I know about to say that. Part of your I have seen you growing. And yes, you can agree. I personally agree. The process was.
Yeah, you're excited about it.
Very nice. You're growing so beautiful. I love.
No, that way. This way. How do we put it?
That's all right.
How do you off the mic so that it doesn't?
This switch doesn't work like this. Like, see if it's off right now.
How do we off it? It's already always on.
It's supposed to, this switch is supposed to be off. I told Abhay about it.
Put the wire inside, so can you help me? Oh, that's it.
No, the wire goes on the stand.
Oh, true.
But this is two stands.